See.
Hello,
I'm good to go.
hello,
I'm good to go.
hello, and welcome to episode 198 of the Super Weapon Podcast, most overpowered podcast on the internet. It's your boy Darius, and as always, got my co-host DC here with me today.
What up, though, big baby? It's the weekend. Don't let the rain ruin it, y'all. If you're living in
Ah,
our area, don't let the rain ruin it.
good
It's
old,
still the weekend.
good old summer weather here in Georgia, man. Good to be back though. Yo, what's up, BZ? How you doing, man? Thank you guys for hanging out. It's good to be back. We kind of took a little break over the 4th of July week. So we hope you guys had a good time, safe time. Didn't blow yourselves up with any fireworks or anything dangerous.
Blowing fingers off.
Yeah, all that good stuff. And of course, man, we came back last week and we had a great guest on, Iron Bangle. Please make sure you guys check that episode out, man. There's so much more to cover with that guy. We're already talking about having him back on soonish. So you guys definitely want to please go check out that episode. It's on YouTube as well as the VOD is still on the stream. So
Wait,
man,
hold on. Beezy in the building? I want to
he
say
is
something real quick.
he is indeed.
Happy birthday to baby Beezy,
Yes, indeed.
who turned 5. He's the big 5. Yeah. They grow up so fast, don't they, Beezy?
Grow up
Grow up
so
so
fast.
fast.
You need me to roll back that CrowdStrike update? Hey man, I'm sorry guys to tell you, that was me. I was at work.
You're the reason why it didn't affect my job, so I'm
Yeah.
kind of like looking at you like you suck. Oh, shit.
Oh
I still
man.
have to work.
Yeah, that there people are saying this is the worst IT disaster of like ever, like all time,
Bro,
which is
we are Darius. I keep saying it. We are living through so much.
we are.
We're gonna tell our grandkids some crazy stories,
Yeah.
bro. Oh my God. Oh, Miss Beasy in the building. What's
Yo,
happening?
hello.
Happy birthday to the little one. Hope you guys had a great time. A little cake. Had some cake and stuff, and
Yeah,
enjoyed yourself, man.
hope it was a
They
good
grow up
birthday.
so quick. You gotta enjoy those. Gotta enjoy those moments.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we are living through hell. We
yeah.
have been pandemics. We got
The last 4
celebrity
years, man.
presidents,
Right.
black presidents, 15-year war. We were in people do not realize that we literally was in a 15-year war, bro. Think about
Tough
that.
times,
From
man.
2000, the war didn't end to 2015?
Something about that when right after the administration changed over. Yeah.
Oh my God, what else we would Y2K? Remember when that was a thing? When they said the whole
Yeah.
world was going to
People
stop?
are like, oh, all the computers are it's gonna, blah, blah, blah.
Recessions, depressions. Well, we haven't had a depression, but
Well,
man, recession is
we're
just
leaning,
a pretty ass word for depression,
we're,
bro.
we're
I don't
leaning
care.
towards one trending actually, but yeah, I mean, just like a lot of people said, it's we tired.
Presidents falling down
Our
steps.
generation is tired of living through these epic events in life. These, give us a break, man, please.
Jesus Christ. If not me, for the children. Hopefully the next generation. Jesus Christ.
Easy
man.
said, I'm a proud Y2K survivor. Okay.
Me too, BC.
We all
I
survived,
remember-
man. Oh, I was watching wrestling.
I remember the countdown
Yeah.
for Y2K, and we were all like waiting for the lights and shit to go out, and I was so disappointed. Let me
Nothing
tell you
happened.
something.
Literally nothing happened.
Nothing at all. I had like, we got to go back to school.
We had to
That's the
go
only thing I
back to
was thinking
school
about.
that Monday, and it sucked. So life goes on, unfortunately. Something else that sucks, man, that I've seen is Halo Season 2. Paramount has canceled the show.
Segway King.
Uh,
He's back. The Segway King is back.
Stupid,
Man.
you're an idiot. Nah, man, I really wanted to talk about this because you and Bangle, shout out to Iron Bangle again. Like, you guys actually convinced me to give the second season a try, and this was on my summer list. And I feel like would I be a jerk because I watch it now that it's been technically canceled, or because you guys said the second season was pretty good, right?
Yes. It wasn't perfect, right? but I think that they were trying to course correct some of the things that people were complaining about in season two.
Sure.
The fall of Reach, basically, season two covers the fall of Reach, right? And I think they did it in a very tactful way. Like it looked good. The CGI stuff was there. It wasn't too bad. Like
Right.
I just really think that with a little bit of time, it could have it could have been a lot better. Like they were actually trying. You could tell in season two that they were actually like trying to listen to what people were saying. Was it perfect? No, but was it worth watching? I would suggest it to anyone who's a Halo fan. I would tell them to watch it because I would love to hear their thoughts on it. Season one, as we know, was a dumpster fire.
Yeah, it
That
was
was
pretty
trash.
master cheeks as we call it.
It was, and God, boy. God damn it! You do it every time. Why you got to bring his cheeks into this, man?
Because man, I can't. It's a permanent stain on their jacket.
Somebody on the internet said that was one of the smoothest asses I've seen on TV, and I lost it. Oh my god! People on the internet are so freaking stupid. Man. I was like, look. I didn't look at it long enough to notice if his ass was smooth. Okay. But,
oh man, this season was terrible.
so what we have here is I can't remember exactly what's happening. I think they're trying to what's his face? I can't think of his name. The Batman guy. I've heard so many rumors. I don't know what's true. Like certain people are trying to buy it.
Yeah, they're shopping it
They're trying
around.
to shop it around
Shopping it
to
around.
other what do you call them, apps or whatever.
Other streaming platforms.
Streaming apps, yeah.
It's
Excuse
crazy.
me, Jack. I got the sniffles.
It's crazy how you're starting to kind of see this more often with shows. Like, you know, they trading platforms like they're free agents in a sports game. Like, I'm not gonna say like I'm not gonna say I'm sad that it got canceled or I was upset when I heard about it. I wasn't surprised, but I hope it does get another chance. That way I won't feel bad when I do check out season two. I do, because I want to watch it, man. I think that we're in a pretty good spot when it comes to TV adaptations for gaming IP. I think there's some pretty good ones out there, man. And you know, I would hate for Microsoft to kind of miss the boat on this because I think they got a lot of interesting shows that they could do. You know, if this were to maybe be a success, because it seems like, as we're going to talk about later too, like Microsoft seems like they're just so focused on money and profit, and I mean
that's always bad. And,
yeah,
in my opinion, once you start to focus too much on the money, the quality of the products that are out start to become a little watered down. And if it's not making money, then you'll see stuff like Halo and stuff get canceled. You know,
sure, yeah.
My thing with Halo is this, right? And I said this on Twitter yesterday. A guy brought up a question on Twitter, and I replied. I said the problem with Halo is either you need to stick more to the main source material if you're going to use the Chief, or if you're going to do what this TV show did, why even put Chief in there? You could have just
made
you
it
could have
its
just
own
used
story.
the fire team, use the other Spartans, and create a whole new story within the Halo universe. If you want to create and make up your own stories, just use a whole new team, put it in Halo's universe, and I think that would have been more well received. But it's like, oh, well, we got to use Chief because, you know, Chief is going to draw in people. But you used them wrong. I mean, first of all, a lot. You know what's weird? Some of the major complaints was people didn't want to see his face. Like they was like the Chief wasn't in his suit enough. Like
he's never really kind of shown his face. I mean, there's been descriptions of him in books, and
but he was in the book. He was a ginger.
Yeah, but you get like vague descriptions of him as, you know, what he looks like versus as he gets older and he starts to kind of lose hair and get scars because, you know, he in war pretty much the entire time. I'm gonna be honest, man. I think what I agree with you. I'll say this. I agree with that take. I think that they should have kind of moved on from Chief, or I think that Microsoft they've tried it a couple of different times. Which one was it with Halo 4 where it was like blue team and you were kind of playing as that team chasing Chief? Isn't
Yeah.
that was so they tried it there. They kind of failed, right? I
And
think
they
that honest
retconned all that.
yeah, I'm gonna be honest,
They
man.
got all that up out of here.
I think the biggest thing that really ruined Microsoft was giving Halo to 343. Like I honestly like I think they're nice people, man. They work really
Oh, they're
hard.
amazing.
You
They
know,
just
but
don't know what to do with the brand. I
yeah,
co-sign what you're saying.
you know, and I think that I read some report that they're gonna be overseeing the franchise now, like just doing like pre-production work and stuff. But I think that Microsoft is looking for another studio to take over the development. Because I mean, at this point, you know, Halo Infinite is a really good game right now, especially the multiplayer and everything. But you know, like we've talked about before, man, I don't see that game really. I think it's just gonna kind of fade to black like 4 did. Like at least Halo 5, in my opinion, has some longer legs on it. I think that was just a superior game.
I think because of the multiplayer.
Yeah, Halo 5's multiplayer is still really good, and I think that they should have just kind of moved on, man. Because you know, Halo Infinite was kind of them trying to build that nostalgia back and really kind of go back to to Halo 1's feeling of playing as Chief on the ring again. And I think they just tried to line all of this up. Yeah. And, you know, you shouldn't have hired people to make the TV show that don't play the games. Like, I know. And when I say that, like, I'm not saying that every person who writes for gaming shows has to play the game, but at least know the material that you're for the world that you're creating, right? Like, that way, if you do want to take deviations and make it a little bit more entertaining for people who've been with franchises for so long, like, I'm super fine with that, but I just think that they tried to go a little too off the rails, and you know, it just kind of put Halo back to zero, in my opinion. Like, I think, you know,
oh man,
you know,
it's so much to say, man. It's really so much to say because I know you don't want to hear this, but hear me out.
I'll go for it.
Because what's her face? What's her name? What's the lady who played Hela in Thor? I keep forgetting her name.
Let me look.
She's in the Borderlands. She's in Borderlands, right?
Yeah.
And so she basically said when she was like,
Kate Blanchett
offered the script. Yeah. She said when she was offered the script, she went back and played every Borderlands. Like, she went and read up on it to try to get a feel for the character. And I was like, you know what? Even though I think you shouldn't play that character, I can respect what you did. Because, like, at least you know, you're trying to show respect to the craft of not just acting, but the franchise.
Right. To the material and stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, she was like, I played all the Borderlands. And, like, she don't even really game like that. But she just wanted to understand the character that she was playing. And I think with Halo, it's like, first of all, let me start with the game. Damn, I got the sniffles. I'm sorry, Chad.
Nah, you're good, man. It's that time allergy season, especially around this time of year. Here.
Yeah, so let me start with the game. First of all, where do we begin? Drop a complete game. That was your biggest misstep with Halo. I think Halo would be in a much better place if that game came out at 100%. And I hope my brother's in here listening, because this is what I'm talking about, and this can convert to Madden. Not going to start an argument with you on this Madden. Not on my platform, okay? So we're going to stick with Halo. Halo came out. They rushed it out, and they said, we will fix it later. We need that shit out now. We gave y'all an extra year.
We had to hit the 20th year anniversary. Xbox One's coming out. Yep.
And so they pushed out this game, and it was like, we'll just fix it along the way. The biggest mistake ever, because you saw it in the numbers, man. It was just bad. When it came out, you know, the multiplayer was in shambles, complete shambles.
Yeah, it was very bare.
Ooh, that playlist was, I'm going to say it, man. I'm trying not to say trash so much when I describe things, but it was bad. It was really, really bad. Because I remember I kept The problem is you'll stop playing, then you'll come back when they add something, stop playing. If it would have came as a complete package, I truly do believe that game would have been in a way better state, especially online. Hey, the single player, I'm not going to even lie to y'all. I don't even know what the hell the story was about. I don't even remember. The last boss was stupid. I remember like faintly fighting the last boss. I couldn't even tell you what the story was. So, get some better writers. I mean, I don't know. Let's have this conversation. Is it time for us to move on from Halo? So should the franchise, should the Chiefs just die?
No, I'm gonna say no, right? I think what they should do is just completely move from that era of Halo lore. Because we've seen outside of the TV show. Hey, what's going on, Darkstar? How you doing, sir?
Hey, it's right easy. We are not.
What happens when you pop their head and the confetti explodes? Oh man, grunt birthday party.
He's talking about he want a grunt show. No one's watching a grunt side show. Okay,
like an office style show for the grunts. That would do numbers. See, in that, I mean, because there's been good examples of Halo TV shows. In my opinion, that have come out that have done really well. Like that animated series that was kind of like an anthology series. What was the one where they were on that one planet, they were training ODSTs, but like they had like that oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of that show, man. It was years ago. But that stuff, man, they have the ability to tell interesting stories outside of just Master Chief, and that's kind of like my big issue with the franchise. Like I think that, and I think that's why I look at stuff like Gears of War that's making a comeback, because they did take their time to kind of explore other characters, explore timelines, move time forward. And I think, for good and bad, like it still gave Gears that breathing room and that time to continue to build that story. Mm-hmm. And I think that, maybe Halo should follow that same thing. Like, take Halo off the shelf, man. I don't want to see Halo anymore this generation, which I don't think we will. I think we'll keep Infinite, just supporting that this gen, and they'll do a big send off for when whatever the next Xbox is, or sometime after that launches, right? That's what I think is gonna happen. I don't think they're gonna give up on Halo. They, that's just
that's their.
It's too ingrained in Xbox's brand and identity.
That's their Mario.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that's their Mario. And it's unfortunate. Like I said, I think that they should just find a whole new studio that isn't 343. That's just, once again, my opinion. Maybe give 343 the room to do something that, maybe give them the room to pick a project they want to make. Something they're passionate about. Because I do think they're a good studio. I mean, like I said, they got Halo to the state it is at now, but just like you said, it didn't launch as a complete game, and that was the problem.
Big problem. And also with them, like, man, I believe they should make a show, ODST. I think Halo ODST show would be great.
That would be awesome.
Because of the simple fact that humans, their combat with the Covenant is way different from Master Chief's. Like,
right.
They struggle. Like, I don't know if you remember playing ODST, how hard that game was.
Oh, yeah, especially if you played it on
you
Legendary.
Thought you thought you was about to bust ass like you was Master Chief? No.
You were normal as hell in that game.
No overshields, no nothing. No. 2-3 shots and you out of here, bro. I remember fighting what do you call the big buddies with the shield? I can't remember.
The worm guys, the worm monsters.
Yeah, I remember fighting 2 of them in ODST on a hard difficulty level. Literally took me days. It was so annoying, bro. What Hunters?
No, Hunters.
Right? Was it
Hunters? Yeah.
Yeah, the Hunters.
Not the flood. Yeah,
Hunters.
Hunters.
Hunters on a hard difficulty level on ODST that shit was Elden Ring levels hard. Like, no lie.
Yeah, there were definitely parts, especially like those choke points, like where you kind of have to fight your way through in the streets and stuff, and like the very end of the game where you had all those flying bugs trying to attack you and stuff, man. Like, just like you said, you're normal in that game, so I think like something like that would be cool, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like, maybe explore what it's like. I don't know, like Halo horror, or make it a little bit more scary for people, you know? Because
But like you
I
said,
don't know.
right? Like you said, you had stuff on Netflix. There's been plenty of other Halo shows that you guys can look up, and I guarantee you, you will love them. Like they
Yeah,
might not have been the biggest budget
they do. They're
because they
great
had
though.
a I remember watching they had an animated series. I think it was on Prime as well, and
Mm.
it showed you like it was stories of Spartans in training. Then they took you over to the Covenant side with the story of the Arbiter. So they kind of showed you like,
Yeah, the
and it was a
animated series is
cool
great.
man. It was a cool like when the Arbiter, I guess when he had to fight for his rite of passage, some crazy shit.
I think
It
it's
was like
Halo
this
Legends, if I'm remembering right. I think that's the name of it.
yeah, like
Yeah.
the one of the people he was fighting had like this cool samurai type outfit on, and like the fight scenes were so good. And this was like it don't have to be live action. It
No.
don't, because the anime, like the animation, the animated stuff that I've watched look really good. So Halo, especially if you read the books, right? The lure is there. I think sci-fi people will love it even if you don't have the chief in it. I think it's a chance that they need to take at this point, because if you're going to show the chief, like people are so used to seeing the chief, it's
Yeah.
just him the way he is, like you can't not have the chief walking around butt ass. Like he can't be walking around without his mask on with his cheeks out, and you know, and when even when you do other fire teams, like you can show their face because people
uh,
like wouldn't care as much. Like when
yeah.
they showed the
Yeah.
other members on the team face, it's just like okay, cool. And then season two, spoilers if you haven't watched it. Well, I'm not gonna say that. Like, dude, I'm starting to remember like all the scenes over again. I might watch season two again. Season two was an
I think I'm
emotional
gonna check
shit.
it
It
out,
was
man. Honestly.
because I think Riz's story is very important in Halo 2. And they could spend like see her. Like you could tell her story, like, bro, she just literally was like she got tired of war. She was just like, man, I'm so tired of this shit. Like it's just never ending. Like and we're just dying. Like we're
Yeah.
fighting the losing battle. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I'm just gonna stay here and help this little farm settlement that we crashed on because it looks like they need like oh, so many good stories. All you need is a good writer and you'll be set.
Someone who cares about the material, man. Not saying that the Halo TV show guys don't, because just like you said, they've made improvement. So I hope they get a second chance, man, somewhere. You know, I could see it on like a Max or something. You know, somewhere that would probably foot the bill for it. But
Hey man, look, I'm telling you, all the stuff we going through. Hey man, I
or
got a little
Prime maybe.
emotional
I don't know.
when Riz and the Master Chief got into it.
Yeah,
He
maybe
was telling
it
her to
could
get
go to
on the
Prime.
ship, and she was just like, "No, like I don't have any fight in me left." Now, remind you, Riz also took a plasma grenade to the gut. That was the first season.
Yeah, that was
So
tough, man.
second season started off. She was like in shambles in the hospital, like literally her skin, like it looked bad. Then she got second season, like she got shot. She was just beat up, bro. She was like, "Yo, I can't keep getting cooked out here, bro."
Yeah,
It was
we'll
good.
like loop back to it.
And
I'll
Weenie's
watch it.
right.
I'll
Like
watch
you
it in a
got the
couple weeks.
flood.
Yeah.
Weenie's right. You got the flood too. I think the flood was gonna be in season three if they have one because it was hinted
You
in
got to get
season two.
something to be excited about, man. I don't know.
Flood could be a horror movie.
Could
Think
be.
about it.
I would love a flood like horror game where you're just like an ODST in like a facility trying to trying to contain the flood or something. I don't know. It's just
Hey,
little things.
hey, raise your hand. Raise your hand in chat if you remember the first time fighting the flood. Hey, bro,
Oh,
I thought
I
I
do
was gonna
absolutely.
die. I
Yeah.
thought I was gonna die in real life. I was like, what is this? Because you fighting all these covenant, and it was cool how it took a really like hard left. Because I wasn't expecting to fight those things. I'm thinking
Such a
like,
different enemy style, and the little ones that kind of crawl up on you.
popcorn.
Yeah, man. Oh my gosh.
Bruh, let me tell you something. When you was
The
in there,
flood
I remember
scary.
that mission. I remember that mission when you was in that forest and you had to go down there and you unleashed them, bruh.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my
Mm,
gosh, man. And then meeting the grave mine for the first time, that's like
looking
an
like a
iconic moment. Yeah.
and when the ship, like when they took over, I remember that scene from what was it, Halo 2 or 3, when the Covenant took over. I mean, the flood took over that Covenant ship and it crashed into the city.
I think that was
See, you
3.
got
Yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah. I think that
That's
was
3. I
three.
think that's 3.
So many iconic
Now I
moments.
kind of want
Read
to
the
play through the
source
story again.
material.
You know,
Ooh,
maybe
that'd be a good stream.
that might be a good time, man. Kind of play through those. But then again, I would have to, pay a little bit more with Game Pass now that the prices have gone up, which is what we're talking about next.
Hey man, you're doing a fucking hell of a job with these segues. The Segue King is back.
Oh,
y'all.
sorry guys, I had to make that as cringy as possible. But yeah, man. So this was actually like the thing that we really wanted to talk about. So Game Pass announced the last week. I think it's been about 7 or 8 days that they announced that the price of Game Pass is going up and some of the structures of the tiers are changing, which had people in a big tizzy, man. A lot of people were upset about this.
Including the FTC.
Including the FTC. They were waiting to tattle, man. They were definitely
FTC
waiting. So.
back on that ass.
So yeah, we got and this I'm just gonna say it, man. Like this was not surprising to me. We've talked about it on previous episodes. I really thought that this was gonna happen sooner. Now that we have a standard tier, and then the thing I think that I just genuinely dislike about this the most is the fact that the lowest tier of people who are going to be subscribing can't get those day one games anymore.
Ooh.
I think we've reached, in my opinion, like critical mass with Game Pass, and it's to the point where they now have to and they want to turn this into a profitable service for them, probably their number one service. You look at Microsoft as a whole, like, some of their biggest revenue pullers are services, Windows 65, Azure, they're really pulling. I think they're just trying to funnel everybody towards Ultimate, which is $20 now. It went up $2. But what do you kind of think about this, man? Were you surprised? Are you angry? Are you following the angry mob of people, pitchforks?
Oh man, let me tell you, people gonna laugh at me. I haven't checked my Game Pass in freaking forever. I really don't even give a shit, to be honest. Like, it's Game Pass.
Yeah.
I'm always gonna have Game Pass unless it goes to something like just stupid astronomical. Like if they junk go to like $50-$60 or something crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like right now, like just a couple of dollars, like I'm just like, okay. But I mean, I understand the outrage a little bit with the whole lower tier and people not having the day one games. I get that.
Yeah.
Because that was like a massive part of the appeal of the Game Pass. But hey man, we're living in times where you about to see a lot of stuff, man. You about to see a lot of price increases across multiple like apps, streaming apps and stuff like that. We're already seeing it. Every time you turn around one of these streaming apps, price is going up.
Yeah, it's unfortunately the world we live in, and I know that's like a shitty thing to say or to kind of feel like, but full transparency, I unsubbed from Game Pass a couple of months ago, but it's gonna pull me back in because of the things that they're offering, right? Like let's just be completely honest, right? I know people were kind of talking about the the statement that Microsoft made during the trial that they weren't going to raise the prices immediately after acquiring Activision. Like there's actual paperwork of them saying that.
Lies.
They lied. They 100% lied. There's no defending that. They're done. They 100% lied about that, and I think that's what got the FTC upset at them, and now the FTC is trying to get their ruling appealed again, trying to take it to appeals court. It's not going to go anywhere in my opinion. But this was definitely going to be a symptom of them, especially adding Call of Duty to Game Pass. And I think that Microsoft is looking at it like, we're going to probably lose revenue on individual sales of this game, on Xbox now. You're trading $70 for $20 at this point. But they're hoping that people will kind of, just like you said, and BZ, hey, I set it and forget it. It comes out when it comes out. I check out Game Pass when I want to. And
it's the only reason I'm keeping my Xbox alive. If we're being honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been playing my PlayStation way more, but it's like we kind of like everyone
Yeah.
kind of migrated over to PlayStation. Everybody I know, we
Right.
all kind of got PS5s now. So, like even my brother, my nephew,
Right.
some of my brother friends, like we've all kind of migrated over to the PS5. And the only reason I turn my Xbox on now is either to play Apex or check out what's on Game Pass. And even with Apex, like you can kind of log in anywhere with that now, and all your stuff,
Yeah, you actually
which is
don't
a
even
cool
need Game
feature.
Pass for Apex. You can get on EA Play. Just make an
And
account for
not only
free.
that,
And
just
then,
like all the stuff that you have
yeah.
migrates to whatever you're playing on, long as you logged into your EA. Because like I could turn on Apex on my computer, and
Right.
it'll ask me if nice day today, blah 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 blah. Then you just click yes, and then all your stuff, all your skins and all that, it migrates to whatever you're playing on. So
Cross save is huge,
technically,
man. It's such a huge
yeah.
like feature of having like being in the Microsoft ecosystem. And to answer your question, Darkstar, I don't know if Xbox specifically was affected by CloudStrike. I just know it was awful yesterday, man. Like we kind of talked about it at the beginning of the podcast. Like that was pretty awful for a lot of people. Some people we know that work in IT had to kind of deal with that yesterday, and it was just it's pretty bad. But I mean,
This is
I don't know,
another
man.
moment in our history, right?
Right? Yeah, just another. They're calling it like the worst IT incident of all time, like forever, which is just like insane, like trillions
I
of
hate to
dollars
be
of
the
damage.
person who pushed that button.
Yeah,
Roll it back.
but yeah, man. I'm kind of starting to feel that I'm gonna sit in this camp of Microsoft has just kind of waved the white flag on console sales this generation. I'm not saying they're quitting and giving up on this generation as a whole, but I really do feel like they know what they have now in terms of I think that Activision was probably one of their white whales. I think that was one of
Mm.
their if we get this, then we have even more incentive for Game Pass. We can really start to push old titles on there because I don't know if you've heard the rumor about the Transformer games that might be putting War for Cybertron and stuff that might get put on there. I figured you kind of be excited about that because I definitely am, and that's the kind of stuff that like I said, I'm gonna resub to Game Pass probably this week or next week for Call of Duty and a couple of other games that are coming out this fall that I think are gonna be worth the price of admission. It's just every couple of years it seems like we're gonna get to the point where the prices are gonna keep rising until they stabilize. I could see us honestly getting another game price increase within the next 5 to 10 years. I think we could hit $80 eventually. I do.
I think NCAA was like $80 if I'm not mistaken.
It was 100 for early access, right? But
But I'm talking about the standard edition was like $80. But you know what? Sports games have always been a little bit higher in price than regular games.
yeah,
It's always kind of like been like that since the beginning of time. It was always like about $10 higher than your regular game. I don't know why that is, but yeah, it's been like that. And like to piggyback off of what you were saying, I think Microsoft, I honestly just believe right now Microsoft is just one big experiment. Like I think that they know PlayStation is kind of in their own lane and doing
right.
really good at what they do. So now I think with Xbox, like they're trying to redefine the way that we game. I don't think they even necessarily care about games anymore. That's just my hot take. I could be wrong, but lately that's how I've been feeling. I've just been feeling like because I was speaking to Iron Bango and he was like, he was using Game Pass on his what? His people are using like Game Pass on their what you call them things? Little
What's that?
like all you need is a controller and
Oh, the Fire Sticks. Yes.
yeah, Fire Stick.
Yeah, that
All
was
you need
something
is
that got
your
announced.
Xbox
Yeah.
controller and a Fire Stick. So I'm like, yeah, I feel like they're doing all this experimental stuff, and if they could change the way that we game, then PlayStation and people like Nintendo would probably use a little bit of that tech. But I just feel like Xbox right now is a big experiment, man. I feel like they just really, really, really kind of like, yeah, we're gonna try this out or we're gonna do this. And Game Pass, they don't want to shoot themselves in the foot because they do
Sure.
make a lot of money off Game Pass, but if you keep like with the price rises and stuff, like people are upset. Like you don't want to upset the people because if the numbers, I hate to see what happened if Game Pass numbers really start taking a hit. What Microsoft is going to do then?
And that's the thing, right? Like, I don't know if that's gonna happen anymore. I think
Because
compared
we
to the
still don't
price,
know how they paying these
yeah,
people.
compared to the outrage from the last price increase, this was kind of mild in my opinion. I think a lot of people were just like, yeah, we kind of expected this, and that's actually something people were talking about online. I forget the guy who's oh my god, I forget the guy. He's like a reporter for the game industry. He was talking about that. How he said that some games who are on Game Pass have reported like their income, like people that are actually just outright buying the games has gone up. And I could kind of see that. I mean, I've bought games off of Game Pass before. You know, I've purchased a game that I've been playing that was gonna eventually leave, and
Right.
I think that's kind of more. I think that's a little bit more addicting than like a Netflix or a Hulu because you're watching the shows, right? Like you can watch the shows whenever you want, but you're not interacting with the show like a TV show or something. Like I think that they're counting on that type of interaction with their platform. You know, like I said, I mean, hell, they put it on Fire Stick, right? You can buy the bundle Fire Stick with an Xbox controller, and I think it comes with Game Pass too, a certain amount of time. So it's just like you said. Like I think the Xbox is looking so far in the future right now that I don't think that I don't think they completely gave up on this generation, but I think they're already just looking ahead of what they can try to take control of. I mean, you know, I think Azure is like a big thing for them right now. Cloud is a big thing for Microsoft, and they're trying to really push all their services to the cloud. And we'll
Mhm.
see if this works out, man. I mean, I think that a lot of people are going to get Game Pass because of Call of Duty, and it's still going to, and I think it's
Yeah, you're
still
gonna
going to
see
end up
it.
the number one selling game of the year, which is going to just like blow my mind. Like, that's
Mark
going to
my
happen.
words. Mark my words. The Game Pass numbers are going to be astronomical in November.
They're going to go up by millions. Like, there's no way it doesn't. Yeah, absolutely
And
not.
this was in their plan. This was in their plan because you got to think, people usually, once you get, especially if Call of Duty is good this year,
Which all signs are
if it's,
pointing to that it might actually be. We actually got
yeah,
to,
if it's
yeah.
good this year, oh man, those numbers are going to be
Cause they got
astronomical
me.
for Game Pass.
We were texting about it, me, you, and Era yesterday. I think. You're talking about coming back and playing. Like I think it's time. They got me. Hey, I'm telling y'all, I'm a shill. Okay, I'm gonna give them
Mm.
$20
Well,
to play
everybody
Call
I
of
know
Duty.
keep asking me, and I'm
Yeah,
like, oh man, you should play Warzone. You should play Warzone. And
he's gonna play.
Beezy, I let you down, man.
He gonna play Warzone,
Blame it on waffles. I let you down,
man.
man.
But
Well, I think it's a shift too because a lot of people are upset with Apex. I believe
yeah,
that's like this is not the time for Apex to be fucking around because it's almost we got a couple of months and then it's Call of Duty season. Like you might want to put your best foot forward and stop horsing around over there because
I've already started looking at other games, man. To be honest, it's I do still have the itch to play, but it's becoming less and less just with how the last couple of seasons have just kind of progressed, and that's gonna work to their favor, man. Like I think that just like you said, I think you're gonna see a surge of people wanting to play Call of Duty. People are still gonna buy Call of Duty because you're gonna have people that are just gonna buy it on PlayStation that either don't have a PC or don't have
yeah,
an
that's not
Xbox.
going to stop the people because the people who buy it are still going to buy it. Like if you're
Yeah.
on PlayStation and you've always played Call of Duty, you're going to buy it again. Like it's because it's on Game Pass. It's like people who bought it before. That doesn't mean they're like, oh, it's on Game Pass.
I
I
mean, they're
don't want it
banking
no
on
more.
that, man. Look at what happened to Sea of Thieves that went over to PlayStation, became one of their top selling games. You know,
Yeah,
Xbox,
because people who probably own a PlayStation been probably wanting to play Sea of Thieves.
and they got to play it, and you know, this is where I just like remind people like console wars aren't real, man. Like the numbers show you this. It's not a real thing. It's, you know, the people that are yelling on Twitter aren't the ones who
Those
are
are
the
people who
majority.
bored.
Yeah, that we're the minority. The hardcore gamer is a minority, and I it's hard for people to really fathom that. And I understand, just, you know, because it's hard to see from outside of this, you know, the sphere of influence that we live in on the internet. But, you know, I just like DC has a brother. I have a brother that's like casual gamers. You know, they play 1 or 2 games a year. They're not looking up IGN's news. They're not looking up trailers. You know, they play a couple hours a week because they're dads and they're older and they're, you know, like that's the majority gamer, and that's Microsoft. That's their target audience. You know, that's who they're looking for. Everybody who may even think about playing a game, especially on a Fire Stick. Everyone has one of those nowadays, so it's only a matter of time until we get that smart TV app. I think by the end of 2025 we'll get an announcement.
It's coming. It's definitely coming. And then it's just like, man, Call of Duty is just one of those things that is going to sell. It's just going to sell. Call of Duty, no matter how bad it is, people are going to buy it and complain. Call of Duty is just ingrained.
They're white will, man.
In gaming. It's so ingrained in gaming culture, bro. Like, we're not going to get like, man, your kid's going to be 14, 15 playing Call of Duty. It's going to be crazy.
And then they're going to end up playing Call of Duty on the iPad or whatever the Xbox handheld ends up being, you know, or it's like it's just so many different ways I really think that they're going to push the industry, man. And like I said, it kind of sucks, but like, you know, just take the approach you would with any other streaming service. Hey, I'm not really watching stuff on Hulu. I'm going to cancel that for a couple months, you know, toss that money to another service, or, you know, that's you just got to kind of piecemeal your entertainment out nowadays. That's just kind of how it is, unfortunately.
Oh, man, trust me. Look, I'm telling you. I be waiting for shows to freaking end so I could just get a trial and binge watch it on a good Saturday. That's what I'm doing with House of Dragons. I was like, once it's finished, I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna get that HBO trial, binge watch that shit 2 days. Saturday, Sunday, and then cancel my trial. Like, but let me tell you a story, a little off-brand story though. So Fresh Water Company. I want to give you I can't say donkey of the day. That's Charlemagne's thing. I'm gonna create something specifically for me. Yeah, I'm gonna say something specifically. I do want to call him a donkey though, but trying to cancel, like, because I had a water subscription, believe it or not, where they bring water. You know, they bring water to your house in big ass jugs, and you get a little water machine or whatever. Right. And so the last 3 months, like, my orders have been so jacked up that I decided to cancel it because I just got tired. They was bringing me so much water, bro, and they was charging me for this. Like, usually they
were giving you more than what you asked for. Is that what
I was usually getting? Like 2, maybe 3 of them big water jugs.
Yeah.
Dog, they was bringing like last 3 months. They brought like 6 to my house. I got jugs everywhere. I can't even drink all this water, bro. And so I called, like, first of all, they make it so hard to cancel that shit.
Oh
and
my
then
God.
When you finally get on the phone with a rep, they like, well, we won't charge you for the next 3 months. Well, they don't want you to cancel that shit so bad. I was literally on the phone with this lady for 30 minutes. She kept offering me stuff, and I just said, no, cancel it. No, cancel it. I just kept saying this. I was like, no.
Oh my gosh.
Cancel it. Well, maybe we could do. No, cancel it. I just kept saying, I don't want it. I got a living room. I have a living room full of freaking water.
So you're building an aquarium, essentially.
So essentially, if the apocalypse come, I will be a freaking okay because I got all this goddamn water in here. I was like, and I told the lady that. I was like, hey, if the apocalypse comes, I got enough water for every freaking body because y'all keep sending me. Then I looked at my bill and y'all was charging me for this shit. And
that's pretty awful, man. I'm sorry that happened.
Like, oh man, these companies are thirsty. See what I did there? But yeah, they're thirsty for your business, and it's just like just a little story I want to tell y'all because that really pissed me off the other day.
So they're like the the LA Fitness of water subscriptions. How hard it is.
Oh
to
yeah,
cancel
let's
them.
not even get on gym cancellations.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
that's what that
Then,
is.
hey, gym cancellations, they straight up call you a fat ass.
Yeah, they shame you.
Oh, so you're quitting? Oh, you're quitting? Did you reach your fitness goals?
Don't let them
Tubby,
shame you,
tubby.
guys. If you don't want to leave, if you don't want to stay at the gym, don't stay, man. Do it in person and sign the paper and leave.
You know what? I'm gonna take this rant to Twitter. I'm gonna make a nice little video, nice
That's
little
awesome.
rant about LA Fitness and no, not LA Fitness, Planet Fitness and
That's
the
funny.
shit that they went through when I tried to cancel my shit.
Oh my goodness!
Oh.
Thank you
Hey,
guys for
big
hanging
ankles.
out today, man. For episode 198, another excellent episode, man. We're moving into that fall territory. Very excited. We got Gamescom coming up next month. You know, me and DC are thinking about doing another watch party if there's some sort of showcases.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, we got.
So we'll keep you guys abreast of any details and things like that. And then, of course, we got some big releases coming this fall. So you guys are going to get some more game discussions, kind of like what we traditionally used to do when there's like big titles out. We got some fun stuff playing, man. I appreciate you for y'all for hanging out today. Make sure you guys please check out our last episode, Iron Bangle, man, please. It's on YouTube, at youtube.com/superweaponmedia, man. You guys have to please go and like that, watch it, man. Iron Bangle's a great guy. Our first international guest. Yeah, awesome content, man. I'm not going to hold you guys too long. You guys can find me everywhere. Twitch.tv/Darius the Artist. Or follow me on Twitter. Darius the Artist, is a 3. DC, take us home.
Yes.
Baby.
All right, I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible with my weatherman voice. First of all, I would be remiss not to give a big shout out to our guy, Terrible Gaming, man. Awesome in real life stream last night. Go check out TG. I'm going to put it in the description when we drop this because I think my man needs a shout out for the work he's been putting in, getting his
IRL backpack he made, yeah.
Yeah, his backpack that he made. You know, he's really been putting in work to get his IRL stuff in order because he's going to DreamCon. He wants to take us on a journey with him to DreamCon, and that's the type of content I like to see. I like to see people just step out of the box, do things that just do what you want to do. Like, don't follow trends. Just do the content that you want to do. He was riding around in my hometown yesterday, gave me a little a little homesickness because Terrible Gaming, he's also from Detroit. So he was like downtown. He was just taking us around the city, which was dope. I told him, I was like, hey man, go to 7 Mile Hayes. And he said, I'm not going to the hood, shut up. But anyway, go check my boy TG out, man. We'll put his links in the description. And another brother who makes great content, he was also on the show. Big salute, shout out to him. And I think that's all I really have, guys. Have a great Saturday. Hopefully it's not raining, and that's it. That's all I have.
Thank you guys for hanging out. See you in the audio version. If you're in chat, hang around. We're going to play some games. See you. Peace.
What you playing today, dog?